Hi everyone, this is audapostrophe. Let's continue our game of anonymous code running on on a Nintendo Switch. I mean, it is also on PlayStation, but we're not playing it on that system.
Not a single person of the Holy Office knows what caused it. Of course, neither do I. All we can ascertain is that transplanting data into the brains greatly increased the world's entropy. The world strayed from the fate line when they did that. And this is what caused the sad mourning.
What? What?
I was at a loss for words. The cause of the sad mourning still wasn't clear. There must have been some major mistake that everyone overlooked. That was the official explanation. But in reality, it was rooted in Momo's origin. The Holy Office recreated Momo and the other kids for whatever fucking reason. And my dad died because of that.
No, I'm sorry.
I remembered how she had apologized back at Shinjuku Crater. That explained it. It was because she knew the actual cause.
I'm so sorry, Pollon.
It's not your fault. It's the goddamn Holy Office that's responsible.
I didn't know what they were planning, but I did know that Momo had no business feeling guilty about it. And I also knew that she didn't have to apologize to me.
They wanted their factors.
Huh? What are you talking about?
What's a factor?
513 thought that there's a reason certain people are exposed to, or chosen by, miracles like the apparitions of Our Lady. That these individuals have a special, inherent quality. A factor. And if it granted total control over such miracles, such power would be invaluable in their defense of the end. That's why they resurrected the children of Fatima. Children whose brains they reasoned would contain factors.
So that's why. The artificial brains.
Do these factor things actually exist?
The agent's sacraments are all the proof you need.
Wait, so those are real miracles?
Davide's power. So that's why.
Well, that explained why I couldn't figure out how his pyro shit worked.
What happened to the other two? There are 3 children of Fatima, right?
Well,
Francisco and Jacinta's artificial brains failed to incarnate, and they died.
their remains were disposed of. 513 tried to obtain factors again, but they switched from artificial brains to IC chips to prevent the world's entropy from increasing. You saw the result of the IC chip processing with Davide's sacrament. Their new method seems far less effective than the original one, though.
I could tell from Momo's expression and the way she was breathing that it wasn't easy for her to hear this stuff. I didn't know if people recreated in Earth simulators were technically living beings. But I had no doubt that this girl, right here, was alive.
I was blessed that I met Rosario and the people of the Anti-Fate faction after I became incarnate. If I hadn't escaped that place, I would have abandoned my mission as Lucia.
Momo, you remember meeting Mary, don't you?
Yes, like it was yesterday.
When Momo said she wanted to save the world, I didn't know what to think, but I understand now. It's no wonder she was so determined. She actually remembered meeting the Mother of Christ and hearing her prophecies. Momo wasn't the original Lucia, but the memories she'd inherited were real.
The Deliberators were tasked to attend to Momo after her incarnation. I was appointed as one of such agents, and I gained the opportunity to talk to her directly. At first, Momo was frightened. She wouldn't let anyone get close to her, saying she was cursed. But after I confessed to her that I opposed the end, she opened up to me. She said she wanted to save the world. It completely contradicted 513's goal. You can't imagine my shock when I heard that. 513 accepted the third secret of Fatima as their dogma and sought the end, while the one who received that prophecy wished to avert it. I believed my meeting with Momo was fated, so I provided her with all manner of information, despite her fear of being cursed.
Rosario was quite pushy, but I'm grateful for that now. She helped me make sense of the situation. And that was when I learned about Kent Korihisa from her. Hearing about his past and what he'd done, my instinct told me that meeting him would be crucial to saving the world.
The anti-fate faction took a great risk helping Momo escape. Many lives were lost, but I now know that they didn't die in vain. Momo met you, and as a result, she is getting ever closer to Kent Korihisa.
Rosario wasn't putting up a front. She believed all this from the bottom of her heart. The bright smile on her face was proof of that. After our chat, we wasted no time getting to work. We wanted to find a way to reach Kent Korihisa that was separate from his quest, but there were things we had to do first. Improving security to prevent the Holy Office 513 from tracking us,
Now's not the time.
and coming up with a countermeasure against their sacraments. According to Rosario, they used surveillance cams and satellite imagery to analyze Momo's actions for their Earth simulator's predictions. Apparently, Momo didn't exist in the simulator because of her incarnation, so they had to gather her fresh data in order to simulate her. Its accuracy was still pretty low, though. They lost Momo multiple times during Facehack, and in the end, they completely lost track of her. But that didn't mean we could relax, so we decided to beef up our security to keep our movements from being tracked. Rosario and Cross would mess with their surveillance by doing things like deleting traces of Momo and planting fake ones. As for Momo and I, we'd come to Oz's office to find a way to deal with the sacraments. First things first, though.
The door's locked.
Momo was standing in front of the door on the first floor, confused. We'd come here once during the high hack, but that was before I'd loaded.
Nono's workshop is on the second floor. Go up those stairs.
Mom, you want some cocoa? How about a marshmallow on top? Oh, there's corn soup too!
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
No, Buffalo! You're the hero who put out the fire at Hota.
I didn't do it alone.
You're not saying no to my cup of cocoa.
Robotic arms jumped out from under Nono's skirt, then reached into the cupboard and took out a mug and a can of cocoa. The arms poured the cocoa into the mug, and then added hot water, stirred it with a spoon, and dropped a marshmallow on top. Human hands would struggle to prepare a mug of cocoa with their precision.
Connie and cocoa with the bear-marked marshmallow on top. It's my bestest combo.
Wow. Thank you.
Do you want something to drink too, Polly?
Got anything carbonated?
I got enough fizzy to make you dizzy.
One of the arms reached into the fridge, took out a 7-cup, and handed it to me.
Nice.
There was nothing like a 7-cup.
So, what did you want?
We want you to make a gadget we can use against the agents. They use these things called sacraments, and I'll send you the details.
I shared with her a recording of Rosario talking about sacraments. I opened the file myself, too, to refresh my memory.
People who have witnessed myriad apparitions or similar miracles are known as contactees. Momo is one of them. 513 have considered these contactees a threat, as some choose to oppose them using the power of the miracles they received. That's one of the reasons they wanted factors for themselves. Almost nothing is known about factors or how they work. But by incorporating them into Kent Korihisa's QCDC, Necro Pilgrimage, 513 gained access to powers akin to true miracles, which they now refer to as sacraments.
What do you mean by incorporating?
Establishing physical connections, using things like electric cables. Special changes seem to happen when outputs are processed through factors, but the principle behind it is a mystery.
So that's why I was connected to those machines.
Agents can activate their sacraments by accessing Necro Pilgrimage remotely. The powers they receive depend on the agent, and sometimes no powers manifest at all. Post-incarnation, Momo's factor was so potent that the sacraments had become significantly more powerful. Only 2 icy chips are left now. They're still a very real threat, but luckily for us, they can't match the power of the artificial brains.
Sacraments were a combination of miracle and technology. Fighting miracles sounded tough, but technology was a different story.
She said they need to access the computer to use their powers. Does that mean they need internet access?
Yeah.
So we just need to cause a little electromagnetic interference.
Well, I'm glad it's not that much of a problem.
Hacking Necropilpa would be the bestest, though.
Yeah, but that's out of the question for us.
Ken Kodahisa used to be the head computer engineer at the Vatican. You'd have to be a better hacker than him to break in there.
I guess our interference strategy isn't too reliable either, though.
The agents were probably aware of their weaknesses, so they'd probably realized it if we tried something using Emmy.
It's gonna be hard to concentrate if you're gonna keep being all negative about the plan.
Oh, sorry. I'll make it up to you by...
If they're your gadgets, no, I'm sure they'll work wonderfully.
Huh? You think so?
Of course.
She's right. No one in the world is better at this than you. You're our girl genius.
And you're really cute, too.
Alright, you can count on me. The cutest, geniusest girl in the world. I'll make you the specialist gadget you've ever seen. Get excited!
After our talk with Nono, we went up to the rooftop. Oz was there, and he seemed to be building something.
What are you doing? That's a telescope, right?
I'm getting ready to stargaze.
I didn't think he'd be into that kind of thing.
You like the stars?
Yeah, not just the stars, though. I like everything about the universe.
That's wonderful.
Oz stopped working, charmed by Momo's comment.
So what do you want?
I need your wisdom. I want to know who I am.
I take all kinds of jobs, but I can't help you with your philosophical problems.
This isn't philosophical. I think it's more biological. I don't need a clear answer either. A hint alone would make me happy.
The Holy Office 513 had used Momo for her factor, but she only found out that this morning from Rosario's explanation. Knowing that had given her an idea. She thought knowing about herself could be a good tactic against the Holy Office. She could use her factor and her origin against them. I was the one who suggested she talk to Oz and Miss Lid about it. They told me some interesting stuff about my saving and loading, so I figured they could help Momo too.
Come on, Oz. It's important.
You owe me one for this.
Sure. Miss Lid, join us for a sec.
I mean, I don't mind, but...
I shared my vision with Miss Lid and encouraged Momo to open up.
I was born under unthinkable circumstances. Honestly, I sometimes want to turn my back on it all and forget about how I came to be. But I feel as if I need to know why it all happened and who I am.
Momo explained to Oz what she told us this morning. How she was one of the children of Fatima, created in an Earth sim, and transplanted into an artificial brain so her factor could be used. Then she talked about how all of this caused the sad morning, and the way she'd incarnated and gained a body several weeks ago.
And the saving and loading was amazing, but this is quite extraordinary too.
Is there anything you can tell me about this?
The world line might have changed.
World line?
You said that an increase in entropy interfered with the fate line and led to the sad morning, right? That line of phrasing had me thinking about world lines and how they diverge.
You're saying that a world line where the sad morning didn't happen was overwritten by one where it did?
Yes, the concepts of fate lines and world lines may well be intertwined.
Momo was struggling to follow the conversation. She didn't know about world lines.
World lines are basically what-if worlds. Some events trigger changes across both the past and future, changing the world to a different what-if world. Our memories change too. Apparently, only people with a certain something are able to notice the changes.
In this scenario, the cause of the world line change was the increase in entropy.
But didn't you say it's got something to do with time travel?
I said last time that my loading and changing the past was reconstructing the world or something.
You don't need time travel to change world lines.
Really?
The world line has a predetermined path. But if you resist it, if you can change that path, the world is reconstructed. Basically, even an increase in entropy would be enough to change it in real time, as long as that increase was substantial enough.
So that's how world line changes work.
Wait, you gotta talk about Momo. That's what we came here for.
World lines and their connections to Sad Morning were interesting to hear about, but Momo's origins were more important.
Factor that lets you create miracles, huh? Interesting idea. Earth simulators can probably recreate something like that too. Can't much say I believe she made herself a body, though.
You don't believe her? She showed you a video.
It doesn't show the time she incarnated or anything. And we live in an age of fake videos. Doesn't seem like proof to me. That's why I got two hypotheses. Either the girl had memories from the simulated Lucia transplanted into her hippocampus, or she's possessed by Lucia's ghost.
Her ghost? You're getting way too occult there, dude.
Maybe asking a Mumu reader about this was a mistake.
Your idea does make sense, but it doesn't quite align with my situation.
Momo, don't take him too seriously.
Huh? But
What do you think, Miss Lid?
Honestly, the incarnation doesn't seem realistic. Artificial organ research is progressing, but the best we can do is grow individual parts. We are years away from creating a whole person.
Really? Not even you believe it?
Though I can only deduce based on tech that's been revealed to the public. It's possible the Holy Office is hiding more advanced technology. Momo may in fact be an artificial life that was born in their Earth simulator, and whose incarnation was enabled by their technology.
That reminds me of Earth simulator development.
Oz had told me that the development of Earth simulators was forbidden, but everyone was still making them behind the scenes. And apparently, the Gaia institution was one of the places building one.
do you think that Earth simulators can create life?
The entire human genome was sequenced in 2003. If you put that into an Earth simulator, you could probably make a person.
So you consider people of the material world and those of the digital world to be the same?
Do you know about the Amadeus system?
What's that?
It's basically an AI system that real people's memories can be transplanted into. Its technology can treat cognitive impairments, but the AIs it creates are amazing. They behave just like the people whose memories were used. You need to see them to believe it, but it's almost impossible to tell whether the Amadeus versions of people are material or digital. The only difference is the lack of body.
Damn, it's that realistic?
So you think Amadeus is a living being?
John von Neumann had an idea for how to define life. It goes roughly like this. Life must have the ability to self-replicate. He even proved it by creating a program that self-replicated. It's the cellular automaton that's famous in the game of life and whatnot.
Game of life?
Momo reached into her pocket and took out a small device. It was the one Nono had given her at the welcome party. It had a version of the Game of Life called Life Game installed on it.
Von Neumann proposed that there is no spirit, life force, nor some divine power behind self-replicating programs. If we extrapolate from his theory, then things born from data are life too. It's not like we have a way to prove they're alive, though. Unlike material life, they don't have beating hearts. If you really did incarnate, we might be able to prove that digital beings can have life too.
I see.
So, depending on the definition you went by, even digital things could be considered life. According to that Newman guy, anyway.
We might managed to solve the Ship of Theseus paradox at the same time.
Huh?
I was just about to ask her about the paradox when I noticed Oz was breathing heavily. He was all pale and his body was trembling. He looked like he'd seen some kind of terrifying monster.
Life is a physical wonder, not some data or figment of imagination.
Hey, are you okay?
Advanced science, my ass. That participatory universe theory is total bullshit. I'm alive. I exist in this material world. My passion for space, the fear I felt, it's all right here.
Space? Fear? What's he saying?
Tengen used to be an astronaut.
Tengen used to be an astronaut.
For real? I thought he was a detective.
You're not entirely wrong. He was the first officer ever assigned to work on a space station. But during one spacewalk, he was thrown out into space, and nobody came to help him.
I checked the internet, but the only articles that came up were ancient.
It didn't make mainstream news?
If people thought space was dangerous, research would stagnate, wouldn't it? Multiple countries worked together to bury the story.
Holy shit.
That's just awful.
It really is. Drifting around in space is unimaginably scary. You're in a vacuum with metal from discarded satellites and spaceships, shooting past at high speeds. There's death everywhere you look. Tengen took shelter inside a small rescue pod he was connected to. But once he got inside, he didn't come back out for 14 years. He used the pod's cold sleep function before he went insane.
How did he make it home?
A private company found him by chance and saved him. Imagine how unlikely it was that they'd encounter him in the vast expanse. The odds were astronomically low. I may be a mathematician, but I know a miracle when I see one. Tengen, are you feeling better?
He didn't respond. Instead, he looked up at the sky.
My yearning for space. The pain. The experience that made every inch of my body shudder. It made me who I am. I'm right here. What I witnessed wasn't some damn illusion. This sky, that universe, it's my everything.
He fell silent and we decided to stop there. We hadn't learned much about Momo, but I wasn't expecting many answers going in. I looked at Momo to my side. She didn't seem too disappointed.
If I'm an artificial life... Is there some way I can take advantage of that? Like stopping an agent sacrament or interfering with an Earth simulator. Something along those lines. It's just an idea I had. I haven't thought of anything specific yet.
Even if Momo had been born inside an Earth simulator, she was just a normal girl now. But maybe she could find a way to use her factor. Still,
I think it's great that you're coming up with ideas, but even if you were created artificially, you're still a person, just like us. So don't throw away your life, alright?
I said that because I had a bad feeling. I felt like Momo was planning to do something crazy.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Her response was kind of off. But she was smiling, and that was good enough for me. I didn't say anything else.
No need for that.
Are you you Cicada 3301 undiscoded? Sorry, we use your IP address to locate and contact you. If you're the real Cicada, I'd like to meet you in person. I'm looking for a way to save the world, and... Wait! Don't hang up!
Another fake?
I don't know. I'll try calling them again.
After we'd gotten Nono to build the anti-sacrament device and spoken to Oz and Liddy about artificial life, Momo resumed her search for Kent Kodahisa. She was working on that every day, from early morning until late evening. I admired how dedicated she was. We weren't making any progress, but damn, it wasn't for lack of effort. I was helping her, of course, while...
I planted fake traces all over Chiba. I'll leave some more in Ibaraki next.
I'll drop some around Yamanashi.
Several days passed like this, with Rosario and Cross either working on our security or helping Nono with her work. The problems the face hack had caused were gradually being resolved. Progress varied depending on the company and country, though. I heard the IRL incidents were taking longer to deal with than the online ones. But the situation had recovered to the point where you could actually say things were peaceful.
Hey, you free?
Huh? Oz?
We hadn't talked since that discussion about artificial life.
Are you well?
Don't worry, that was an irregular attack.
Who is Oz?
An associate of ours.
Again, you free?
I'm kind of busy, but I guess I can hear you out.
I got a job for you. We need someone to set up the AR show for a live concert. I want you to build the system.
Oh, a live concert. I know those.
I didn't think you provided services like that. When's the deadline?
Friday, this week.
Friday? What day do you think it is?
Monday.
Are you insane? I can't build an AR system that fast. Sorry, but go ask someone else.
Seriously, I didn't even have any experience with that stuff. There was no way I could finish in time.
The request comes from the CCO.
Huh? Huh? Why?
Oh, perhaps it's for the Cyberforce dolls?
Yeah, the three of them are going to do a mini concert. They figured AR would spice up their disaster prevention event and get people to show up. Kaoru's desperate. If you do this, he'll owe you.
A time limit, though.
You owe me from the thing with the little lady, right? Time to repay the favor.
Damn it.
Well, whatever. I couldn't get hurt. It couldn't hurt to get on the CCO's good side anyway. It really was too much for me to handle by myself, though. And since Cross and Rosario had security to take care of...
Momo, help me out.
May I?
I didn't go for her because she was the only decent choice. She looked like she was interested in all this.
Let's rush in without thinking of the consequences.
Wait. Our goal is to save the world. We cannot simply abandon our search for Kent Kodahisa.
We'll see him as long as we do the quests, won't we?
That's no reason to stop the search.
Saving the world is just one of Nakano Symphony's goals. Also, the search for Kent Kodahisa isn't really going anywhere. I think I'd rather help someone than continue with that. I'll still look for him whenever I can, though.
And if the quest starts, we'll drop the job. That good with you, Oz?
Of course. If a quest starts, not even the CCO will care what happens with their concert.
Very well. I will abide by your methods.
Anyway, go here. The Cyberforce dolls are doing an inspection. Talk to them and ask what needs doing.
Okay. Oh, and put in a good word for me with Mr. Semezu.
Sure thing. Try not to disappoint him.
Pollon and Momo left their base at Symphony. A woman atop a neighboring building looked down at them. She kicked the metal fence, and its clanging echoed across the surrounding area. She kicked it over and over, each blow channeling rage.
How does she know Kent?
The clanging came to a sudden stop. Gino clicked her tongue in frustration before swinging the open umbrella in her hand. And with that, she disappeared.
Anyway, I'm looking forward to your work.
You can count on us.
What did he call you for?
They found a contractor who will help with our concert.
Whoa, really?
That's impressive. You'd think everyone would be too busy this time of year.
The chief sure loves making use of his mysterious connections, huh? He said they're coming to see us. A contractor who does the legwork instead of sticking to BMI conferences must be really diligent and dedicated.
Oh, there you are.
Ah, speak of the devil?
Oh? This voice.
Pollon Takaoka?
Isaac's with him too.
Hello. Hey, Bombi. We're busy right now. If you got nothing to say, then go away. Oh, I don't mean you, Momo.
Mr. Sumezu didn't tell you?
Tell me what?
We're the ones taking care of your concert's AR.
You... What? That's what I thought.
You two were very busy during the face hack, weren't you? That's 2 quests you've completed now. Most impressive.
It's no big deal. Nakano Symphonies is just that good.
But you ignored the chief's warnings and did an illegal hack. You even took an IoT device without permission, didn't you? When we went to question them after the face hack, we're the ones they complained to. We didn't know that.
Come on now, we had to complete the quest.
You hackers really have no morals, huh? I told you to work within the confines of the law, but did you listen? Of course you didn't.
Oh, that kind of stings. I like to think I'm different from other hackers, but when you lay it out like that, I guess I'm not.
If you're gonna feel bad about it, then don't do it in the first place. This concert is part of a disaster prevention event, so your work better be above board.
I'll try.
Trying's not...
Don't worry, we won't break the law.
You're working together?
Yes, I'll help Pollon as best as I can.
Hey, Momo, did you get back together?
Yes, I'm with Pollon now.
What? I think you can do better, Momo. What's so special about him?
Well, I like that he doesn't think about the consequences.
Wait, that's a bad thing.
But I feel like I don't want to think about the consequences either.
He's a bad influence. Don't let him taint you, Momo. Hey, Bombi, stop chatting. Let's get to work. Just let me...
Bambi.
Sorry.
All right, let's talk about what we're gonna do.
I'm looking forward to working with you all.
Time really flew after I took the AR job. Before I knew it, it was 3 a.m. in the morning before the evening of the concert. I'd pulled 2 all-nighters and was still racing against time.
Shit. I'm about to shut down.
Sleep was coming over me. I felt like my body was being pulled to the ground.
No, damn it. Oh, stay awake. Oh, yeah. I'll watch that vid.
There was a recording of the CFD's first concert on YouTube. It wasn't an official vid. It had been recorded and uploaded by a fan. They held a crime prevention campaign in Iragawa in September. It was supposed to double as the CFD's debut. But a typhoon hit the day of the event. But that didn't stop them. The winds were blowing hard and nobody was there, but they held their concert anyway. The stage collapsed after the first song, though, so they had no choice but to call the whole thing off. The CFD hadn't done a single concert since then. They had their police duties, of course, so they didn't have many opportunities to perform. But I could tell they'd put a lot of heart into that first show and were disappointed with how it turned out. That was why Momo and I wanted to help to make their second concert a real success.
All right, now I'm motivated.
I went back to work. Right now, I was debugging. Once this was taken care of, all we'd have to do was adjust the stage.
That's the last bug. If this works, then... Huh. done.
Asking for Cross's help during the design stage was the right idea. I would have wasted a lot of time handling that stuff alone. Momo had worked pretty hard on the direction, too. She'd been chatting with the CFD and secretly telling me about what they wanted for the show. I was pretty sure the result was going to be great.
I'm gonna sleep a bit.
I lay down on the sofa I was sitting on. I saved, just in case, as my mouth stretched into a huge yawn. If something went wrong, I'd just go back here.
Good night.
I went to Symphony early so I could meet up with Momo. I'd slept a lot, so my mind was pretty clear.
Good morning, Pollon.
Morning.
Symphony's door was open, and Momo and Rosario walked in.
Hey!
They weren't staying at Symphony anymore. Now that our security had been improved, they figured it was safe to stay in hotels around Nakano. Symphony didn't even have a shower or a washing machine, so this must have improved their QOL by a whole lot.
How was the job?
I made it somehow. Had to stay up till 4, though.
I'm sorry. If only I could build systems too.
Hey, I wouldn't have finished on time without you. It's because you were taking care of production that I could focus on the system. The production turned out great, too. I couldn't have done it better myself. You were the perfect person for the job.
Thank you.
Takaoka! Can't wait for today's concert, man!
Oh, you're going?
Hell yeah! Gotta see the fruits of your lovey-dovey cooperation. Plus, this is the first actual job you've had in a while.
Yeah, I guess so.
We'd all been doing odd jobs to get by, but we hadn't gotten real work like this in about a month.
By the way, did you give it to Aizaki?
Give... what?
A Christmas present? It's Christmas today!
Oh...
Bruh, did you forget? This is why I told you to get a VFFGF. What kind of BF forgets something like this?
I'm not her BF.
My man, this is so cringe. A present would have made her real happy.
I'll get it later. There'll be plenty of time after the concert.
That's not gonna cut it. You gotta give Christmas presents on the morning of the 25th. Actually, you gotta be with your girl from Christmas Eve. You can't leave her side.
For real?
I had no idea.
Here's some advice then. A Christmas present's gotta be expensive. You gotta get something like a glamorous accessory or a sweet bag.
Oh, I see.
All Wind had was a VFFGF, but he still knew way more about this stuff than I did. A nice accessory, huh? An accessory would probably suit her. Shit, how did I forget such an important event?
Pollon, shouldn't we be going now?
Yeah, let's go.
I couldn't stop thinking about what Wynn had said. Rosario went back to working on the security, while Momo and I went to the concert venue.
I tried increasing the size of the text.
It's much easier to read, but now it overlaps with the accessories in the background.
Oh, my bad. I'll bring it down.
We started doing the final adjustments at noon, and we'd reached the final stages now. When we actually put the VR onto the stage, the look and feel of some parts were a little off. The concert was going to happen open air too, so the sunlight was something we had to think about carefully. We had to adjust a bunch of details to ensure everything looked as awesome as possible.
And we're done.
We should look everything over one last time.
Yeah.
We ran the AR in our heads again. The park was full of families, but we were running the AR in private mode, so no one else could see what we'd set up. The kids were preoccupied with the mascots and the activity tents that were set up. I hope they still have energy left for the concert. No excuses. If we did our job properly, it'd make the kids happy no matter how tired they were.
I think it looks good. How about you, Pollon?
Yeah, looks fine to me. I think we did everything we could.
We then shared the final version with the CFD. The concert was in 10 minutes. We'd ended up working to the wire.
Takaoka! Aizaki!
Wynn waved as he ran over. He wasn't alone.
Sorry about that. It took some time to round everyone up.
Weren't you coming alone?
Yo, I came to check out the fruits of your labor.
He invited me too.
Wow, I'm glad you made it.
It's not just them.
I'm Dai Ando, but folks call me Undo, like the function.
Name's Dub. How's it going?
Well, who are these guys?
You haven't met these guys before, right, Momo? These two are our friends. They're mechanics who take care of our grapers.
We're from Tabuchi Motors.
Pollon and I enter amateur graper races every now and then.
So you're graper buddies. Oh, I should introduce myself as well. I'm...
Momo Aizaki, right?
You're Pollon's GF.
You two are together?
No, it's just a misunderstanding.
Stop lying.
I'm not!
Hey, all you good boys and girls out there. It's time for the Cyberforce Dolls mini-concert! Okay, I want everyone in front of the stage.
Let's learn how to prevent cybercrimes together.
After hearing Rico's announcement, the kids scattered around the park gathered in front of the stage.
We gotta find a spot too.
Hold on, let's stand here.
Sure.
We stood near the middle of the spectator area, but we made sure to stay at the edge so we didn't block anything for the kids.
Huh?
Looking around, I realized Momo was the only person who'd come with me. Wynn and the others had found a place way back. Well, we had a bit of a crowd here, so it made sense we couldn't all be together. There were about 30 kids right in front of the stage, and their parents were behind them. Most of the kids looked like they were in elementary school and didn't seem to know what was going on. That was when the CFD walked on stage.
I'd rock through the digital woods, splashing water on every hacking blaze I see. My sweet honeypot is gonna trap all the baddies.
Next, Rico.
How'd you like some meds and shots? Viruses, data tampering? Nothing goes under my radar. You're not leaving till you change your ways. I'm the cool-headed girl that all hackers fear, Riko Sawai. And here's Iroha!
Are you bad-mouthing someone? That's a no. Selling or buying illegal stuff? Sharing naughty pics and vids? Absolutely not.
Absolutely, not.
Be good and you'll get a reward from me. I'm your warm, gentle big sis. Iroha Hyogoku.
We're TMPD Cybersecurity Division's Cyber Countermeasures Officers. The Cyberforce Dolls! Wow! Hey, this is cool! They're so cute!
I could hear the kids cheering. I wasn't sure what to make of the CFD when I first met them, but their whole act worked better on stage.
Thank you for coming to the Disaster Prevention event. We're gonna teach you how bad cybercrimes are and how to prevent them.
And we're going to learn through song.
Okay! Are you ready to see the AR?
Switch on all your tablets and BMI.
The audience enabled AR. Most of the kids had tablets, while the adults had both tablets and BMI.
Get ready for our first song. Uppercase, lowercase symbols in my password phrase.
Okay. The AR appeared right as the song started. Cartoon characters based on tablets, PCs, and other everyday electronics popped out and bounced towards the kids. They danced and acted out phrases the CFD were singing. All the lyrics were displayed on stage in a large font so the kids could learn about cyber crimes. Of course, since just displaying them would be boring, we made sure to make the entrances and exits more dynamic. Some lyrics fell from the sky, others drove off in cars. We added as many transitions as we could. We made it so flower petals and bubbles floated around the stage every now and then to keep the kids from getting bored. Everything seemed to be going well. The AR stuff was behaving properly, and the kids were having fun. The whole venue was filled with smiles and laughter. Even the parents were having a good time enjoying the vibes. The CFD were really putting their all into their performance, too. They had busy schedules, but they had been practicing whenever they found the free time. They were alternating between these cheerful but kind of goofy movements and cool-looking poses. Watching them was fun. A sense of relief came over me. I was so relaxed I almost forgot I was on the job. We really nailed the AR, and the concert was so fun. Man, it sure felt good to help people. There was no better feeling in the world. I'd never seen a live concert before, only recorded ones. I had no idea how fun they were. The music reached my soul. The stage performance was passionate. The AR direction was lively and intense, and all the children had smiles on their faces. There was applause and cheering. Before I knew it, my body was moving in time with the rhythm. It was just too fun. I'd heard the phrase, like a dream before, but truly, that's how this moment felt. I was so proud of the work we'd done. From the bottom of my heart, I was grateful that I had the chance to be part of this. I was utterly clueless about so many things before I started. But working together, Pollon and I had accomplished something amazing. He was the first person to encourage me. Too. Pollon was standing next to me, watching the concert with a smile on his face and a sparkle in his eyes. He glanced around the audience's reactions a few times, but for the most part his eyes were fixed on the stage. He looked so pure I couldn't help but smile. I thought I'd felt so at peace if I stayed alone. This was all because I'd met Pollon. His words were what inspired me to change. I was sure of it now. Our meeting was fated. The CFD's concert was a roaring success. The kids seemed real happy. I heard them humming the songs and telling their parents they had fun.
That went well. Good job, Momo.
I raised my hand for a high five. Momo didn't leave me hanging, but it was slightly awkward.
It was a great success, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that made up for the disaster last time they performed.
I'm glad to hear that. Let's go and congratulate them.
We went backstage where the CFD were joining hands excitedly.
That was so fun! It couldn't have gone better! Yeah, even the weather turned out great this time.
So this is what a real concert's like.
I know what you mean! We were just like real idols today! We are idols, though. Of the CCO, I mean. Oh, yeah!
Good job up there.
Oh, Momo, and, Pollon Takaoka.
Hey, what's with that attitude? It's thanks to me that the concert was a success, right?
Who do you think you are? It wasn't just you. Though, I'll admit that the AR was good.
It was so much fun.
Well, I must admit that it's clear you took your job seriously. Looks like you can work even within the confines of the law.
Damn right I can. Don't go down on my skills. Momo really pulled her weight too, though.
But only with the direction.
It was really good, though. I'm so glad you put in all the stuff we wanted.
And I'm glad it made you happy.
Momo smiled bashfully.
Your concert was actually fun. I'll be in the audience for the next one.
What?
Anyway, we can't stick around too long, so, we're out of here.
No, wait!
Goodbye!
There they go.
I'd been so focused on the concert, I didn't realize how starved I was. Let's grab something to eat with everyone before we head home.
Good idea. We should thank them for coming too.
That was when I realized.
Huh?
Wind and the others were nowhere in sight.
Cross, where are you? I was just thinking we should all get something to eat.
It was you and Momo who worked on the show. Don't mind us. You two go celebrate.
But...
He's right. You worked non-stop this whole week. It's mandatory break time for you.
Huh? Mandatory?
Enjoy the last Christmas of the year. Hey!
A chance like this doesn't come around often. Take it easy.
What do you mean by the last Christmas of the year? There's only one Christmas a year.
Did you find out where they are?
No. They're forcing us to take a break.
Huh?
Momo was perplexed too. I wasn't surprised. Actually, that helped me relax.
Well, I guess it's fine. You worked sunrise to sunset the last few days, didn't you? You should take a breather.
You worked just as hard yourself, Pollon. You were up all night last night.
Well, doesn't look like we've got a choice. Mandatory break time.
Indeed.
We both nodded, then walked into town. The Sun Mall shopping district was AR decorated in red, white, green, and gold, all the colors of Christmas. Alright, we'll stop it right there. This is audap. You've been watching Anonymous Code running on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.